Been waiting 2 years for this day. The times are few and far between when you get the chance to build a product that's loved by thousands, if not millions of people. An on-chain NFT launchpad, a user-friendly NFT marketplace, and a native DeFi token are the 3 products that we've built for Mintra, all in one. For those who believed and continue to believe, we said we would do it and we did it. We built it. I'm proud to announce that Mintra is live on Pulsechain mainnet, app.mintra.ai. Today will be a very, very special day, I think marks in Pulsechain history. We are the leading, most decentralized, smartest NFT marketplace on Pulsechain. This is for all of you. I built it for the Mint sacrificers who made this possible back last year, for the Pulsechain community at large, who benefits from every transaction that happens on Pulsechain. More and more PLS burn, baby. For the NFT creators on Ethereum, whose holders and communities and contracts got forked over, add a royalty on our front end if you haven't implemented it already in your code as ERC2981. New creators, an easy to use on-chain NFT launchpad that only gets better and better and better. A marketplace to enable all of your swaps. Trade your NFTs with PLS, trade them with PRC20s. Our list is just growing every single day. Right now, we support over 40 PRC20s. So Pepe communities, Tangang, Atropa boys, PDI, anyone, right? Hex boys, any PRC20 community can come and join the fun. ERC 721 and ERC 1155 are supported, the 2 most popular NFT standards. So where will your Pulse domains be? On Mintra. Your NFTs on Mintra. Your Pulse Punks on Mintra. We are live on Pulsechain mainnet, app.mintra.ai. So in this video, we're going to go through a lot. We're going to go through the site, all of its features, how you can use it. We're going to be joined by Paul, our CTO, who made this possible. We're going to be joined by Mana, NFT creator in the VR AI space in the Pulsechain community, and joined by Pulse Punks as well. The first fully on-chain NFT collection to fully mint out with 10,000 units. These are the people who are pushing our network, our community forward, bringing people from all over, uniting, Pulsekins, Pulsexkins, Hexkins, and everyone in between, degens, meme lords. This is yours. This is your home now. Low gas fees, fast transactions, new network, everything's there. And it's finally yours. It's finally yours. And look at our timing. Look at our timing. We launched just as things are starting to get really good in crypto, from what I can tell. So thank you guys from the beginning and from the bottom of my heart. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to build what we've built and put it out there. And it's in your hands now. And I'm proud to announce that we are live on Pulsechain mainnet. So the next step will be to walk through the site. You can go to the site now if you want and go play with it, or you can stay here with us and have us walk your hands or walk you through it, hold your hand. So I'm honored to announce and bring onto the stage with me our CTO, Paul. to help us walk through the site. Paul, welcome in.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here. Long road coming. Mintra is live on mainnet. Finally. Jeez. I know everyone was waiting for it, and I was waiting too, guys. I was waiting too, trying to get this thing out.
So there's a lot to talk about here.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to talk about. I'm excited. I wanted this out as much as you, Paul, as much as anyone in this chat. And we support it all. You can see your Hex toys there, your Hard Army, your Pulse Punks, your art, all of it. So there are a few things to mention in particular, especially because people already caught on the Launchpad, right? You have the official Mintra punks to commemorate the launch of Mintra on Pulsechain mainnet. And you can already see other creators using the Launchpad. And the Mintra punks are a testament to what anyone can do on the Launchpad. This was not, some sort of internal admin launch. No, anyone can use the Launchpad in the same way that the Mintra team used to deploy the Mintra punks, for example. You can already see 138 of them have minted out. There are 10,000, and this is a commemoration to our launch. So for all of those of you asking and spamming the Telegram chats if this was real, yes, it's real. It's up. It's there for you. And let's go through it. So immediately when you connect to the site, once you connect your MetaMask to the site, you see your little profile icon. You see your address, your PLS balance, and your mint balance, as well as any revenue that you've accrued from sales, auctions, or anything as a creator, even from your mints on the Launchpad. They will go here, and you simply withdraw them from the contract with a simple click of a button. Once you go to your profile, you can see the NFT portfolio. That is your NFT portfolio, all of your NFTs. And we have a wonderful API for this. So if Internet Money guys or Go Pulse guys or any builder for that matter wants to build and use our NFT APIs, they can use them and get these feeds in real time as we're already hosting them. So you go to your profile, you can see all of your NFTs. And if you notice, each of them have slightly different buttons. So in particular, if you own the NFT, it will say owned. And you have your 3 buttons here. You can list it for sale, you can put it up for auction, or you can transfer it. It's quite simple. So let's just say I want to put this guy up for sale. You just hit list for sale. If it hasn't been approved already, you'll need to approve it. But if it has been approved already, all you have to do is choose your preferred token from the drop down, whether you want to sell it for PLS or Mint or PLSX or whatever you want. This is the spot to choose that. And let's just sell this guy for $1 million mint. List for sale. You approve the transaction.
Yeah, I love that. I love the transfer too. Transfer works nice and easy. Though there's images on the drop down. We're still adding those images, but all the tokens are there ready to rock. I think the site is pretty clean. There's a ton of NFTs on here. I love this.
And for those of you who use hardware wallets for your NFTs, you might have to click a few buttons. And listing for sale. Now it should be quick within 10 seconds, right?
Oh, you got to increase the gas on MetaMask. I was wondering, we put a 1.3 tip pulse in there.
Happy validators.
Yeah.
So it went through. And now, as you can tell, it now appears in my shop. All right, I put it up for sale for $1 million PLS. I think it was this one that I just did. And there it is. It's in your shop. So here in your shop, you can see the stuff you've set for auction or for sale. And anyone can see your profile and go to your shop as well. So that's the profile, list for sale, list for auction. And again, the transfer modal is just as simple. Transfer, paste new owner address, transfer, done. Easy. Send NFTs to your friends. So that's the view profile section. Now, the homepage. Here you can see all of the NFTs that have been categorized already, and we will continue to categorize and index these alongside the community as whether they're Pulse related, Tang related, profile pictures, DeFi NFTs, and the likes, or forked over legacy collections. Immediately when you scroll down, you see this nice carousel of recent activity, and you can already see as we've been live, sale start, sold. Look at that. Someone just sold an NFT within the last 2 minutes. So this is your real-time chronological feed of all recent events. If you scroll down a little more, you see the shop now section, which is stuff that's for sale, stuff that owners have actively listed for sale. If you keep, or on auction, right? You have your toggle here, shop now, for sale on auction. These are intentional listings by the owners for sale or for auction. Note on the auction, you can see the timer here as well on top of the NFT cards. If you scroll down a little further, after the shop now, you have minting now. So minting now, as you described earlier, is anyone can use the NFT Launchpad. Anyone can deploy their collections up to 10,000 items right now. Most people probably do less, to be fair. And here we are, all of the NFTs, all of the collections that are currently live and minting. So if you go to, for example, your Mintra Punks, you can mint one right here, or you can mint 2, or you can mint 3, or you can mint 4. You can go all the way, right?
Yeah, I snagged up a couple.
Or you could just type in if you want, how many are left? 9,862. We'll just do that. 9862. Boom, mint, if you're balling like that. And then they will appear in your wallet. They'll be minted to your wallet. And it's cool that you see the preview down here of all of your NFTs that will be minted before you actually mint them.
Yeah, and I limited this list to like 100 or something. So if you try to mint yeah. So.
Nice. Okay. So
and the minting's kind of interesting. Like say you mint 1, you're not really guaranteed to get that 1. It's really the next one. So say you just mint 1 right here and you see the image, you're not guaranteed you're going to get that first one.
To that.
Yeah.
Right. So in theory, you'd have you could have the block explorer open on one side, just making sure no one's sniping you, or make sure
we were talking about that the other day. I didn't know. I don't really have a great solution on how to inform the user that they might not get that exact one. It might be one in the future. One with a higher token ID. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that for the people. Because, it's decentralized, and whoever gets onto the chain first is going to get that token ID.
Boom. So for 1 million Pulse, remaining NFTs remaining, the creator address, you can go right to there, or the contract address itself. If you want to look at the collection page for the actual, I think I put 10,000 and broke that. Okay, let's go on this one. That'll be easier. There you go. So here you can see on any view collection page, all of the NFTs in that collection. You can see the supply, the unique owners, if a royalty percentage has been set, the total volume through that collection, floor price, and the works. So that was the homepage for you, is your recent carousel, your shop now with your sales, your auctions, your minting now. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, this is just a nice either chronological feed with newest of your newest collections or of highest volume. So far it's looking like the Mintra Punks are doing the highest volume. Second is Fairy Blossoms. Third is our honorable Pulse Punks, and so on. So that is just the beginning, right? We're still just on the home page. So let us explore a little more. You can explore in filtered ways. If you want to just look at the sale listings, here they all are. If you want to just look at the auctions, explore auctions here. If you want to explore just drops, you can see upcoming drops. If someone set the window for later, you can see live drops that are minting right now actively, or ended drops who have finished minting, fully minted out.
Yeah, those drops are but those drop, everyone's writing these minting sites. Those drops are your custom minting site, which is pretty neat. I think that's pretty neat. It's one of the harder spots to do, and one of the places we'll probably iterate on more with that launch pad. But that's your own custom minting site.
Absolutely.
It's pretty neat.
And
sorry, Gerardo, I got excited.
No, I'm excited too. It just keeps getting better and better. launch pad. Right now, it is fair to say that you do need to know how to pin stuff to IPFS, but that's really the only hurdle, and we are very, very close to making even that easier. So if it took you 15 minutes to launch, assuming you have your art and metadata ready, soon enough it should be even less than that. It should be just, I mean, ideally, depending on the size of the collection, it should be within minutes. Right? Just
I want to get my son's collection up
type
there.
some stuff in, and boom, you're live. Yeah, democratizing NFT launching your collections. No longer do you need to hire someone who knows how to code or learn how to code yourself with some minting site that might not even get traffic. No, this is, you have Mintra's traffic here, and you have Mintra's tools. So boom, that is a launch pad. I was about to say, one of my favorite parts of the entire site is actually the explore user section. This was one of the newer features we added as we were coming up to launch. And if you can see right here, spent, earned, and sold. So you can actually compare your stats against other users and see who's killing it, right? Who's doing the best? How much have they spent? So if you look at, I don't know, this tester, for example, they've spent 5 pulse, earned 5 pulse, sold 1 item, and so on. So this is going to be the spot to compare your users, right? And so that is the majority of what the marketplace is with NFT trading. Now, you have the mint token, right, which has already been airdropped to all eligible addresses. If you drop down to the stake right here, you can see your available mint. You can stake it. Max, you set your spending cap as your MetaMask allowance pretty much, and then you can stake and unstake at will whenever you want. And the benefit to that is you're not, you know, locked into any stake. There's no penalties, none of that. And this is where that happens. Your stake amount, your yield, that if you've accumulated any yield from platform fees or not, this is where all of that happens, where you harvest your yields or where you unstake, again, whenever you want. If you don't have any mint, you can go acquire it via third-party DEX, via Pulsechain or PHUX, or even that cool new aggregator, Pateus.io. So I think this is going to be a good time to like explain how the fee splitter works.
Yeah.
Mintra accumulates fees in all sorts of tokens, PLS, wrap PLS, like all the supported tokens, right? And so where do those fees go? Is they go to a smart contract called the fee splitter. Now they just sit there, and if no one ever flushes that contract, they're just going to sit there. So how do you flush the contract? Well, you go to the burn page. You go to the burn page under Mint. You can see all of the fees that have been accumulated in the fee splitter. So right now it's about, 800,000 pulls. You select, right now that's the only token, right? So PLS. And you would simply hit buy and burn. What this does is it effectively flushes the contract and distributes fees where they should go. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 to Mint stakers, to the Mint buy and burn method, and to the root address. Our front end guys even put up a nice little modal to show you like whether the bounty from hitting this buy and burn will be profitable or not, given the gas that you're going to pay. So that's pretty neat as well, meaning people are incentivized to mash this button as the fee splitter balance increases. Why? Well, because the flush bounty reward is always going to be 0.1% of the contract balance, meaning you get 0.1% of the entire fee splitter contract balance by just hitting this button. So that way people are incentivized to hit that button. So you hit that button. Oh, look at that. It just became profitable. How funny. People are buying and selling on the marketplace. There's 1 million pulls now in the contract, roughly. The bounty reward is about 600 pulls for running this. And you can tell that the modal disappeared because it's 200 pulse in gas, right? But it's only, you're getting like 500 or 600 pulls. So let's see if I can actually beat anyone watching right now who might be doing that. Let's see if I can beat them to that flush. Let's see.
Oh, I beat you.
You beat me to it. Nice. So
Yeah, I did it for a little bit. I would add some
decentralizes the
extra
fee
gas.
distribution.
Definitely do extra gas in MetaMask. I need to set my settings. It seems like today the
Mm.
transactions are going a little, not all of them, but
So your bounty rewards, they get accumulated right here in your revenue section too. So if you're accumulating anything, whether it's bounty rewards or you're selling NFTs or you're minting them, this is where they'll appear.
Mhm.
So we just flushed the contract and it's accumulating even more because people are still working on it. So that's how it works, is that's your incentive, is this mint buy and burn page to mash that button. Also, mint holders are always incentivized to mash that button regardless of the gas, just because of what it does. It actually distributes things accordingly in a decentralized way. So users, you distribute your own rewards. No one does it for you. You distribute your own rewards. That's crucial. If there's a collection that you don't see on the marketplace that you want to see on the marketplace, you just go hit new request. The email field is optional. By the way, I was made aware that some people did not like that. It's totally optional. We should probably put a little optional thing there somewhere. But you just paste the collection address that you'd like to see, a little description of what it's about, why you'd like to see it, any social media links, anything useful. Our nice little Cloudflare check so we don't get DDoS or anything. And then you hit send. And then we'll review that and see if we can support it in our system. And most likely we can.
Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
likely
we can support a lot of contracts. Yeah, one of our strengths is just being able to support a bunch of different contracts. And what you're seeing is, a subset of what we could support. So and a lot of contracts are just standard. So for us, it's just going into our little admin menu, putting in the address, clicking a button, and then, our pipeline will start doing that. Oh, and then one thing I wanted to mention on the mint buy and burn, when you mint buy and burn, it just gets sent right to your wallet. So you'll get that. You'll get that bounty just right over to your wallet. Yep.
Nice. That's right. Everything else accumulates in that little revenue model. Yeah. But that one in particular, Sarah, thank you for that clarification. The man who built it with his bare hands, he knows all the details of it. I love it.
Yeah, man. I'm forgetting. You do stuff a little while ago, and you come back to, I love this page. I'm so glad we did this page.
This is something that more projects in crypto should do, especially if you care about your followers, your holders, your community staying safe. Why? Because incorrect contract addresses are the root of all evil. Typing one little character in wrong could mean catastrophe under certain circumstances. So if you go under the Learn tab and you go to contract addresses, this is a list of all official contract addresses and some more info. So you have your testnet, your mainnet info for Pulsechain. You have the Mintra official contract addresses like our ERC-721 marketplace smart contract, the ERC-1155 marketplace smart contract, the contracts from the Mint token, Mint staking, the fee splitter, and so on, as well as all of the supported PRC20s on our site. And they have their contract addresses as well to make things even easier and safer. And these icons should appear shortly. But as you can tell, we support a ton of PRC20s. So all of you, Shib memers, you, the Pepe gang, Tang gang, like all you guys, we support you. Come trade with your Texan token, your Pateus token, your TSFI, your Axis token. Right now it's over 40 long, and it's just going to keep increasing. It's really, really easy. And I should probably mention that the way these are added to the smart contract is the infamous admin key, but that is the only thing it can do. So other people have asked, like, do you have admin keys? It's that one light admin key. The only thing it can do, it can't even remove PRC20s from being supported. It can only add them. So that's what it can do. And yeah, it's very long. A lot of these are amazing communities that have supported us from the start or deeply entrenched in our ecosystem. And so I'm very, very happy and proud to say that we can support all of them. So if you want to sell your Pulse Punk for some Maxi token, feel free, list it. If you want to buy, an NFT for Internet Money token, be our guest. And yes, this is definitely one of my favorite pages to keep people safe. And the Learn tab, it has a lot. It's contract addresses, an FAQ if you have deeper questions. We even have a whole blog section, right? We just dropped our first press release too. So if anyone's connected with the big networks, right, feel free to send this their way. So you can see our articles here on our first article was when we released on testnet, and now obviously our second article is releasing on mainnet. So this is a big deal to us. Go give it a read if you have a moment. And the final tab in the Learn tab is the analytics page. So again, a little redundant. You can see the mint contract address. You can see all of the mint stats, total supply, stake mint. Look, it's already gone up. Nice. The total pool. Staking rewards pool right there. So far it's 1 million pools deep. You can see the volume that's gone on through the marketplace since we launched, pretty much. And it's all sales volume. It looks like the auctions haven't really finalized and haven't really started forming volume. How many NFTs we support. And again, this is similar to this up here on your stake mint, just your TVL effectively. And the soft blocking, right? And your burn mint since launch. Look at that. We've already burned 126 mint. And you can see that here on the chart. Supply slowly going down. And this is just a natural byproduct of transactions on the marketplace that burn mint. And you can see the complementary chart showing the mint burn.
So cool.
Over time. So mint supply will only go down.
Different from what, usually it's
Testnet?
Flat on testnet. We're doing we're staking.
This is real.
Smaller amounts. And now there's 36 million mint staked.
Ooh, that's a good amount. 164K. And it's just been less than an hour. Insane.
Oh, somebody must have just popped in a big one. I think whales be swimming.
Whales be swimming.
Yeah, that's sweet. Okay, this is so awesome seeing this come alive.
Seeing it live,
data.
Yeah, man. It is quite cool. Let me reload it, see if there's more. Oh, and there's another 2 million. 2 million.
There's nothing
there you
like
go.
real data, man.
Dude, yes. So the mint supply, that initial supply, fully decentralized ownership. It was all sent to sacrificers. The team did not withhold any tokens, not a single token. It's all in your hands now. And the supply is deflationary. It only goes down. No new tokens will ever be created or minted. Check the smart contract. It's all publicly verifiable, all published on Block Scout. You can read the code. You can even write directly to the contracts if you'd like. Right? We're just the front end, truly, for an immutable set of smart contracts. So if Mintra, the front end, ever went down, let's just say, in theory, you can still access all of the methods on any block explorer because it's verified, published code, right?
Yeah, I love that. And with the mint token, if you buy and sell with the mint token on the site,
thank you.
The fee's lower, so the fees are 1.5%. And also, when those fees go to the fee splitter that Gerardo was showing before, we just burn the mint.
It just gets
so
paid.
If we get
the smart contract does.
The smart contract does, yeah. The smart contract. I always feel personal with the code a little bit.
I know.
Yeah, that's so true. Like, but
lawyers will yell at you for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The smart contract will burn all the mint. So if you transact with mint, not only will you get a lower fee, but you're going to have positive burn pressure on the mint token.
That's correct. That's exactly correct. Thanks for bringing that up. That it's actually one of the biggest value propositions of the mint token, which is overall right now the marketplace fee when you buy or sell, it's a seller's fee, right? And it's 2.25% of the NFT price, whatever it's denominated in, whatever token is denominated in. And as you mentioned before, 1/3 of that goes to mint staking reward smart contract, 1/3 goes to the mint buy and burn method, and 1/3 goes to the root address. Same with PRC20 tokens. However, if you use the mint token to transact with NFTs on the platform, you get a 33.3 discount than everyone else in perpetuity forever. So that is a huge value proposition, and you could effectively see it as the BNB play, the same way Binance back in the day, they had their token BNB, and using BNB on the platform reduced your trading fees. So that's how this works, right? And in time, we really should have a nice Git book up, like a typical docs for the Mint token, just in particular standalone outside of this. So that should be up, relatively soon as well. We are audited by CoinFabric, the same company who audited Hex, the Hex smart contract. We've had 2 audits by them. All of our code passed with flying colors, and you can even see their quote on our blog, on our press release. Got a very nice statement to say. We find that Mintra's development team demonstrated a remarkable ability to iteratively craft smart contracts, surpassing industry standards.
Oh, I never read that. Oh, that feels good.
There you go, man.
Yeah, and I did my best effort on those contracts. I put like my blood, sweat, and tears. And even, during the whole smart contract creation process, we put a lot of thought, and I tested like everything along the way. Like I wrote unit tests all along the way, was very careful. And even when we thought we were done, and we had a first audit before we added a bunch of functionality. And then once we added that functionality, I wrote a full test harness with Gerardo's support, and I tested everything. And I just feel, I just took it as like my personal responsibility to make sure that this is just solid and everyone's safe, and they're going to be safe. So
it's the most important thing.
And those tests were key. I feel like maybe I'll do a talk on this, and just, the code coverage, how to test, why to test. It's pretty difficult writing the test. It's like the machine that tests the machine. So it's pretty difficult. And if you're writing like a bunch of smart contracts, these kinds of things are very important. Not only for the initial creation, but in the future, if anything expands or changes, or you want updates, which won't happen as much, but in a couple, in like a year from now, maybe there's a new marketplace functionality we want. And if we're able to build off what we have this code base, not only the Solidity that's public, but all this testing framework that's public. So we could make changes and be able to like regression test the code that we had before. That's pretty powerful. It's all kind of software engineering, geeky kind of stuff, but this stuff is very important on like medium to large projects.
So important. And that's the reason we took 20 months to launch. That's the reason that even though people were itching, and I was itching, or we were all itching to see this thing up and live on Pulsechain mainnet, no, audits, wait, testing harness, let's wait. Let's make sure this thing is solid out, and no need to do a frantic tweets and say, oh no, this has been compromised, we're redeploying contracts. That's never fun. Redeploying smart contracts when it comes to financial immutable software, it's not fun. And, I won't name names, but I've seen other NFT marketplaces like say we're going to update our contracts, and it's fine, but it's not ideal, right? Like if you have to, and there's a critical thing that you need to like patch in your Solidity, well, we should have had an audit. So we had 2. Yeah,
and we can't update our contracts. They're not ownable. There's no proxies, and we took the view of, a lot of things Richard Hart kind of instilled in the community. No admin keys. Like our staking contract doesn't have admin keys. Some of the other ones have light admin keys with guardrails. Like, you can't increase the marketplace fee above 3.69 ever, even if you have the admin key. So any of the admin, and there's not many, then the other ones with Gerardo, the token that you can add, those are the 2 on the marketplace. And I started writing slides for this. And the fee splitter, there's a couple where we could change like the decks that we're swapping on, as long as it adhere to like Uniswap V2. So throughout the whole process, That's what we did, and you're not going to see no proxy contracts, no
And that
sly
last one,
updating.
the updating the decks, right, for the buy and burn, that came through after Richard launched Pulsex V2. We realized the importance of this. Like let's say we had hard coded in Pulsex V1, and then we'd launch Mintra, and then he did his V2 deployment of Pulsex. And in that case, we would have been just routing through just one of them, if not both of them. And I mean, it's interesting to see that the Mint token, the most of its liquidity actually popped up on Pulsex V2, right? So since it's hard to know like these things, and Pulsex V3 might come out next year and Richard introduces a bunch of stuff, so you never really know. So we thought that would be diligent to introduce that. Amazing. Okay, let us continue on. Nice.
I got
so
props.
yeah, I did want to give you the stage for a bit, Paul, if that's something you can handle. These 150 people dying to hear what you have to say on decentralization and smart contracts.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So I'll give you the stage. Shout if you need me. All yours, man.
Yeah, decentralization.
You want to share those slides, or?
Yeah, I can do that
if they're ready. Cool.
Yes, they're not ready, but yeah, there's something. Yeah, how do I share the screen? Let's see, present.
In the meantime, read the chat. Yeah, Mana's coming soon, D Bunny.
Dope. Let's see if I can get this going. Okay, is my screen up there? Nope.
Man, the support in the chat is insane. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, I gotta give
a lot of oranges in the
Opera all the power over my computer.
Oh, yeah. In the meantime, here's an animation. Take it away, Paul. Your mic's off. People like that animation, huh? Save us. It's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. All right, ready? Take it away.
Okay, man, I need to get
All
my
yours, my man.
skills up. Jeez.
All yours, buddy.
Okay, dope. Yeah, so decentralization, what does it mean on smart contracts? These are, some of the things I thought of. I like the open source, no gatekeeping. So, our smart contracts, they're not gatekept. They can never be stopped. Anyone could list anything for sale. You could write your own front end. And yeah, there's just no gatekeeping. Once they're created, they're there forever. And, they cannot be stopped. They're out on the blockchain, not to be regulated. And I love that. And, the code's up on Block Scout for all to see. So the code's open source, it's right there. And, in the future, who knows what else, but that code, the smart contract code, right there for all to see. And these were some of the high level things that I think of around smart contracts, like when I'm evaluating another project. You have to think about, is there any way that someone can just come up with some type of weird scam that sounds good and you could steal all the money? And that's I did, everything I could to make sure everyone's safe. And then if you take some time, and we have some Solidity devs in the community, definitely take a look. And I want to make this is just a first pass. It's been a little crazy lately, but I really want to go deep into the smart contracts if people care. So if there's at least some people out there that are gonna, want to see that kind of content, I could go really deep. And I touched on some of this before. We were audited by Coin Fabric. We created a bunch of contracts, got them all audited, all good, and then we upgraded them. We added like ERC20 support, and a couple other things. We did like private sales in there, but we don't expose that on the front end yet. And I'm probably missing something, but yeah, and unit tested. When I created those, unit test all along the way, and then at the end, once we're all said and done, I just wanted to go above and beyond and just go through it pretty much all again with fresh eyes. I just felt I had to do that just so I could sleep at night, and just make sure nobody missed anything, as I was pretty much wrote all the smart contract code with some help of some other devs earlier on, for sure. Let's see what else I wrote here. Yeah, not ownable. This, so you can't upgrade it. You can't transfer the ownership, even if you have the deployer address or an admin key. It's here forever. Not upgradable. It's just there forever, good or bad. And we received, almost every smart contract developer I talked to wanted this. They wanted upgradable, they wanted ownable. And yeah, there's some benefits to that, I guess, but you're definitely opening yourself up to, somebody else's power, over your smart contracts. And the people, anyone that's interacting with those, you're exposing them to some type of risk. Everything has risk and all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of philosophy around it. And there's probably reasons, maybe it's really good in some ways that I'm not appreciating. But I wanted to keep these very clean. And in the beginning, when me and Gerardo were going through all the game theory on the contracts, he was in 100% support of all this, and in all those talks, I mean, we spent hours just, thinking about it, before we started digging, writing a ton of code. We just really dug into the game theory and
Yeah, buddy.
how can this be scam? How could this be gamed? If I, can I do this and that? And now, you could, kind of game the system. If something's on sale, is it really on sale? Or are you just going to like give permissions for it to be on sale? If you put something on auction, can you just remove it real quick and then not have it not really be there? So a lot of the rules we have in came out of those conversations. Yeah, admin operations have guardrails on them. All of them do. So yeah, and they're this way forever. So what you see is what you get forever for those contracts. So the contracts are there, they're forever. In the future when everything evolves and the technology evolves, we could always write new contracts and then support those also. But these are here forever, and I'm hoping that as the community trusts these more and more, that they become kind of like a bedrock for even other people to build off of if they wanted to. We have all kinds of crazy ideas, but I'll spare everyone that. Yeah, so these are the two admin keys on the marketplace. So that's pretty cool. That's it. And yeah, everyone wants admin keys. I mean, I think every Solidity developer I've ever talked to always encouraged me to put admin keys. It's kind of odd. I mean, it's kind of odd. I mean, it's small sample size. Say it's like 4 or 5 people. They always encouraged me, and none from the Hex community though. No, I haven't talked with many. These are all people kind of outside of the community that do this stuff. They all encouraged me to do that. It's just kind of crazy, kind of looking back on it, because this is a pretty surreal moment for me to be able to let this all go free. Yeah, and the fee splitter, yeah, that changed the slippage. There's like a slippage threshold in there, so we want like low slippage, so you can't arb the fee splitter pretty much, because the fee splitter has funds in it, like you know if it has hex in it, we're going to take that hex, convert it to pulse, and then split it up between the 3 buckets. So we could change that. We could change the router if we ever had to. This one, I mean, are we ever going to change that one? I mean, we always could. If there's another Uniswap v2, we could.
There's the Pateus router that routes through Pulsex and PHUX now, which from what I've seen gives
dope.
a pretty good deal for Mint
Pateus
in particular. Pateus is
yeah.
dope. So that's the reason for it, because we knew an aggregator was going to pop up. So it's like, okay, we built
they
this
did
right.
Good. They came out of nowhere. They did really good. And then Mint staking, no admin keys. So that's awesome. The Mint staking contract, it just gobbles up Pulse. So if you're feeling some love for the stakers, you could just shoot Pulse right over to the contract. And, the Mint staking contract does not care where it gets Pulse from. It just wants Pulse. And yeah, there's a lot of cool ideas around that. Like my son's making NFTs. I got him up on Hashlips. I want to get his collection on Mintra, but I haven't been able to get it there. But I got the IPFS link and all that going. But there's cool ideas like, if you had a minting site, you could like take part and maybe throw it to the stakers. I might do that if I can actually breathe. I'm hoping in like a week, or maybe all the systems are just going to run perfectly and I can maybe play poker again. I just want to play some poker and backgammon. That's all. But when things settle down, there's a lot of cool ideas. I'm definitely going to make something, and I'm going to either send part of the minting fee to the fee splitter or the staking contract. And I think that's kind of a cool idea.
Composability. People can build all on top of Mintra if they want.
Yep. Yeah, and there's interesting ideas you could probably do on the marketplace too. Oh yeah, and then there's marketplace aggregator. Let's see. Yeah, there's rumblings of that. So I think that's awesome. And this is kind of like the summary view of like, was it tested? And, this is a good sign when you have numbers like this. This is a good sign. It's not the whole story. Like people see this, and I have bosses in the past that are like, oh, we just want, 85% code coverage, 95% code. That's cool. But I went in each one of these and really made sure I was testing what I needed and that everyone gets the funds they're supposed to a pretty high percent of accuracy. I got it down to like 1,000th of a pulse. And this is more in the mint staking contract where you kind of it's a little mathy in there. It was 1,000th of a pulse accuracy. So that was pretty cool because when you're like dividing big numbers for all my Solidity homeboys out there, it gets a little gnarly. But yeah, this was super exciting. And I'm freaking excited to be able to, release everything, but doing the smart contracts was super intense and took like all the skills that I've had to accumulate over the last like 20 years of being in software development. Yeah, I took all those skills and applied that to this project, and also learned a shitload in the last 2 years. Learned a total shitload. So
we all have
I like
the entire
learning.
Team.
Yeah, I feel I got at least the nice masters in blockchain. I bet I can hang with some of those PhDs out there that think they know something too. I bet I'd hang with them too. So
flex on them. Nice.
Yeah.
So that's amazing work, man. This you're definitely the
Thanks, man.
Secure, solid, scalable NFT marketplace for the Pulsechain community. Hats off to that. And again, this is for the Pulsechain creators, for the meme lords, for all of you guys. And we're proud to announce that we have a couple of creators in the green room right now waiting. And the first one that we'd like to bring on stage is Pulse Punks. And I don't want to take too much of their lightning and give the story away. I'll let them describe it because they obviously have the facts. They lived it. So without further ado, I will hand over the stage to Pulse Punks. Welcome in, Pulse Punks.
Pulse Punks, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, guys? You can hear me?
Yeah.
You're just fine. Yep.
Awesome. First of all, big congratulations, man. Super excited for you guys. And I'm getting flashbacks because I know how you guys are feeling right now, getting to click back and forth between the stream and seeing the numbers update in real time, right? And seeing people stake, seeing people actually use the platform. It's like finally there's lifeblood flowing through this thing that you've been building behind the scenes all this time.
It's pretty surreal, man.
Yeah, man. So I just want to kind of lead with that. First of all, congrats to you, Gerardo, because there's been a lot of weight, man. And I don't mean weight like WAIT. There's been a lot of weight on you. I think there's been a lot. I think there's been a lot of there's a lot of anticipation, right? A lot of people have contributed to this platform and they've been excited about it. They've been looking forward to it. There's been over 3,000 people, right, contributing to, to Mintra since, like you said, last year. And so that's a lot, it's a lot for you to handle and for you to continue to just work diligently. So this is a big win for you. And I just want to say big respect, for that. Want to say the same thing to Paul too, because I can only imagine how many late nights, how many iterations, how many times you've rebuilt and rebuilt. All right, that might could be better. All the stuff that people aren't going to know about, right? So Paul, same thing, man. Congrats. The rest of your team that's been in Telegram. That's been awesome, accessible. The Mintra community, big win for you guys. I think it goes bigger than that, guys. I truly do think that Mintra launch is a win for Pulsechain, and I don't say that just because it's it's not. I'm not using a cliche. I believe that it's been one of the most anticipated projects for Pulsechain. And I think people have kind of been waiting on bated breath. Is it going to roll out? When's it going to roll out? How's it going to look when it rolls out? Will they have taken the opportunity seriously? Will they have risen to the occasion? And I think based on what I'm watching, I'm like between ready to jump on with you guys and messing with the site right now. And I think you guys have certainly done that. You've exceeded expectations. Everything works smoothly. And I hope people in the community understand that it takes time to do things, and certainly to take the first few months since mainnet went live and make sure things work smoothly so that the community is protected is a wise move. It's actually a smart thing to do. So I had moments. I was like, all right, when Mintra, I'm sorry if I dropped that in the Telegram, but it was all for good reason, and it's just because we've been excited about the project. So. I'm excited to be on, man. I could talk about our project for a moment, but I feel like I want to do this first. I think because we were technically the first NFT that minted on Pulsechain, and there's a cool story there. I think people throw the word pioneer out there a lot, and I want to talk about that. I think pioneer is a bold word, and I want to pay respect to the Hex public-facing community members that have invested years laying the groundwork for the NFT ecosystem that's here today. We all know Richard Hart has been pretty outspoken in his early stance about NFTs. That stance was all too often echoed by the rest of the Hex community, and then somewhat the Pulsechain community. But there's been builders all along standing for and educating about the value NFTs can bring to the Pulsechain ecosystem as a whole. They've been bringing awareness to the integral role that NFTs have played on greater adoption for other chains, and obviously that we all believe it's going to contribute to greater adoption for Pulsechain. I truly do believe that. Some of those people are forward facing, and others have been privately building and onboarding behind the scenes, and both are a critical role. Whether you were public about it or whether you just been grinding behind the scenes to bring people, onboard people from other chains, respect to you. So I just want to say, like, that term pioneer, I think it's a trophy that can be broken up into a bunch of pieces and shared among the community.
I love that. It's so true. Yeah. I mean, so many people laid the groundwork, and like you said, it was, I'll give a shout out where to do, like Hex Toys. If you remember them, they were one of the first to do Hex type NFTs, but they did them on Ethereum, and then Staker Class did his Hex Funks, right? And then all of those got forked over, and people are trading them on Mintra right now already. I can see. And then you guys came along and were.
Oh, you just got muted.
No, check. No.
Yeah, you're back.
All right. Yeah. And then you guys were like the first to bring a whole, I think, 10,000 collection. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys, at least one of the first, if not the first, after mainnet Pulsechain went live.
Yeah. So we first to mint out a 10,000 collection 39 days after mainnet went live.
Amazing.
But I was going to shout out the same guys, right? Staker Class, Hex Funks. I mean, these guys have been logging hours for a long time. Mana, and she's awesome. I'm excited. I know she's in the green room. She's going to be hopping up talking about some of the stuff and the work she's doing in AI, and she makes really cool stuff. If you haven't checked out her stuff, definitely do it. But that's just to name, a few. And there's so much talent, different types of artists on Pulsechain, so many cool collections coming out. There was an artist named Aru that just recently airdropped a bunch of her NFTs to 1155s. She airdropped out to the Pulse Punks community, the holders. And that was so cool of her. Plus, we got to watch her paint it in real time, right? So you have all these creatives that are on chain, and if anything, I think it's just been this angst or anticipation that they've been wanting to have platforms to use to get their art out there, and ultimately we all just want traffic on these different platforms to get what we were building across. So since we went live, we talked about this a lot, but Pulse Punks, we never wanted to take this like conqueror approach. We wanted to be the or a rising tide that helps to raise all ships in the NFT space on Pulsechain. We believe in collaboration over competition. Healthy competition is great, but really a focus to champion each other's projects and communities. it's early days, and we all know green candles like we've had this last week, which have been great, especially after everything we've all experienced the last couple of months. But that and solid foundational projects bring new people into a community, and it's going to end up paying all of us dividends to support each other's projects. So whether you're a builder, whether you're a collector, whether you're just best friends with somebody who released a collection, and that's great, support your friend's project, but eyes up and see what else is on chain. There's so much opportunity, and the better all of the projects do, and legitimate projects, the more we support all of the builders on chain, the better the chain's going to do as a whole, right? So I hope that point comes across, right? We have strength in numbers, and we can accomplish so much more unified. So yeah, for those of you that don't
100%.
know us, what happened?
I just said 100%. Like, if you look at all of these L1s, any successful L1, whether it be Ethereum, Avalanche, Binance Smart, whatever it is, one of the mainstream appeals was NFTs, especially last cycle. And it's a whole new onboarding vertical for people who want NFTs on a different chain, a cheaper, faster chain. And it's like every single L1 has had a very obvious set of products built on top of it that led to their ultimate success and volume, users, liquidity, the likes. And NFT marketplaces are clearly one. What did Solana have? Magic Eden. What did Ethereum have? OpenSea and many more. And what do we have now? We're one of the main NFT marketplaces on Pulsechain, if not the leading one right now. So super excited. And yeah, thank you for bringing all of that up. You're hitting all of the key points.
Yeah, man, for sure. Well, I feel like the community was very quick to, and it's just a kind of maxi mentality that's normal or was adopted early on through the Hex community, is, quick to fade the memes, quick to fade the NFTs. And meanwhile, if you look on other chains, the NFT projects, communities, and platforms played probably one of the biggest roles in onboarding, right? Sometimes people aren't looking for all of the technical details. They want something simple, and they go, ooh, shiny picture, that's cool. Oh, and I make some money with it, or whatever it is, whatever your utility might be, if any. And sometimes it's a lot easier to attract somebody with an image than an entire backstory, right? We all know the backstory. It's why we believe in the chain. And so, I just want to thank all the creatives and just creators within the NFT space. For those that don't know us, I'll do a little bit of our background. First of all, Pulsepunks, yes, was the first NFT minted on Pulsechain. It was also the first NFT collection, full 10,000, minted out on Pulsechain. The project is a Punks derivative, a home. Do you say homage? Do you say homage? I'll be honest, I don't know. But we'll call it an homage to an NFT collection that changed digital collectibles as we know it. We just brought a fresh and innovative approach to utility, specifically for Pulsepunks, through a first that we've seen on any chain. I mean, we've seen DAOs. We've seen if you stake your NFTs, you can earn a native token. But we built a 100% community owned and collected royalty pool, which means for the life of Pulsepunks, every single time there's a sale, all royalties will go into a immutable smart contract. It'll add up all year, and on Richard Hart's birthday, which just passed, that royalty pool will flush out to the rest of the community. Hey, there we are. And here's a cool point. Some people might say there's a lot of really cool looking Pulsepunks. Why throw that one up there as the collection image? That is Pulsepunk number 984. That was the first NFT minted on Pulsechain. So she is near and dear to our heart. But yeah, so on October 9th, there were almost 400 million PLS flushed out to over 1,000, almost 1,100 wallets. And so it was a big, exciting day for Pulsechain, for the community. My background, we're OG Hexicans, day one sacrificers for Pulse and PulseX. Over the years, I've worked in a handful of different industries. I've had years of business experience, many years as a creative, years of operating a collectibles business, years of NFT digital collectibles experience, years in the crypto space. Now I could say years in the Richard Hart ecosystem. And what resonated with me early on were values like security, some of the things that Paul was just alluding to, immutable smart contracts, which are a blessing and sometimes can be a curse if there, is any need for adjustments, right? Things like trustless yield and DeFi, I think that's a future of crypto in a huge way. And when we can integrate that somehow into NFTs or NFT platforms, that's just a huge win. No expectations of the work of others, your keys, no admin keys, or at least limited functions with admin keys. But biggest thing I got from this community was just being bold and not afraid to be different. And when I came on, Richard Hart's a bit abrasive, and I didn't get it at first. But the more I listened, the more I realized he actually knew, and I was attracted to his knowledge. And then I started spending more time within the community, and that's when it was hook, line, and sinker for me, because I just saw unity across the board, and I just saw energy. I saw so many builders. What do we have? 200 plus projects. Today is a big win for one of them, obviously Mintra here, but hundreds of projects that are being built on chain. So some people were surprised we popped up out of nowhere because we built for stealth, or we built stealth 4 years. We were in concept for over 2 years, pretty much from when we knew it was called Pulsechain, and we built for over a year before mainnet launch on May 12th. We went live moments after mainnet. I think we were something within minutes, not hours, of Pulsechain going live is when we actually deployed contracts. And somebody in the community who was just sniping saw our contract and minted directly off the contract, and they were paid handsomely for that, because we acquired 984 from him. So that was a big win. But we've had multiple sales over 100 million Pulse to date. We've had over 15.8 billion PLS in sales volume for the collection, about 6 billion in secondary sales. I mean, the community really has done an amazing job of getting hands-on and involved. Just a few things we're proud of about the community. First 100x on Pulsechain within weeks of mainnet launch. I just spoke to a community member, Gerardo, before I hopped in here. We were on a space on X, and he pulled $200 million flips through Pulse Punks. So he minted two for a million each. This is no guarantee of profit if anyone's listening, but he minted two for $1 million each and sold for 100 million a piece.
My God,
not a bad return. So
not too shabby.
Yeah. Cheers to him. I said he's basically on the team at that point, but over 1,000 holders. There's no split within our royalty pool. It's 100% back to the community. We've had multiple 100 million PLS sales, and I believe many more to come during the bull. You don't have to stake or lock in order to get utility benefits. Our marketplace is 0 fees. We were first to have a fully functional rarity site on Pulsechain, to have bots for our NFT collections on Pulsechain. And our communities receive tens of millions in PLS from a benevolent whale who's running 100 validators. So that's been, great cash flow for the community as well. But I'll just, I guess, in closing, or one of the things to kind of touch on is our project has built a marketplace. Our marketplace was live from when the project, came out. May 12th, we had the marketplace with 0 fees. And a lot of people have said, hey, are we going to avoid other marketplaces? That is so far from the actual strategy. The reason we built our own marketplace was because we knew it was going to take time for these marketplaces like Mintra and NFT on Pulse and, Pixel Park and other marketplaces that either have come or are coming. We knew it was going to take time to do it right. And there was a lot more intricacy to what they were building. And we just wanted to make sure the community had the ability to buy and sell and trade, right? So 0 fee was really just a basic benefit that we could offer in creating our own marketplace. That being said, we have always known, and it's always been part of our strategy, for Pulse Punks to be everywhere that NFTs are bought and sold on Pulsechain. That has always been our strategy. We have great relationships across the board with these different marketplaces. And they are going to, right now, I'm already flipping through your site. Mintra absolutely offers better, features and functionality than our basic marketplace does. And if that's where people are going to do most of their buying and selling, then, you know, I see Pulsepunks doing extremely well on the platform. Other marketplaces have offered other different types of benefits to our community. And so I see people using those marketplace. I think there's going to be a place for everyone. And that's the beauty of a free market, is that people are going to build awesome stuff and they're going to continue to pull for your attention. Right now, I could say, looking at the site, it is not hard for Mintra to pull at your attention. So I encourage everybody to go hang out and spend some time on the site. And cheers, because from the first time Gerardo and I spoke, it's obvious that our mission is the same, right? Which is greater adoption for Pulsechain, period. That's it. 100%. Build a thriving ecosystem for NFTs on Pulsechain. And so this is a big win, man. If we were anywhere geographically closer, we'd cheers a cold one for this. But just want to say thank you for
through the screen.
Yeah, there you go. Cheers, man. Enjoy it. This is going to be big, and look forward to continuing to champion Mintra and shine a light on you guys. Thank you for including Pulsepunks in the big special day, the big awaited day.
Yeah, man.
And I'm excited to hear from Mana. Someone said they were only here for Mana. I like deep down, I know what they mean. I feel it. So I'm excited to hear from her. She's going to bring some great value too.
Thank you so much, Pulsepunks. Beautifully executed on your project and very well articulated here on stream. Thank you for coming on. I'm sure your Pulsepunks holders will find many a home across the Pulse chain, whether it's your marketplace, Mintra, or the others. And it's really cool to see the synergy and building these relationships and infrastructure for NFTs on Pulse chain. So again, beautifully executed. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Great being on.
All right. So now we are bringing on our one and only VR AI artist. I'll let her do the talking. Welcome to the stage, Mana. Mana, what's up?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. So first of all, congrats, you guys. The platform's looking great.
Thank you.
I see my Grove girls on there. They're loading beautifully with the animations.
All right.
So that's awesome to see. But yeah, so you guys already know my name. My name is Mana. I'm Spectral Mana on Twitter. I am a virtual reality / XR artist as well as an AI artist. So a little bit about my background. So I've actually been an artist like my whole life. I used to do sculpture, graphic design, and then decor for electronic music events. I did actually end up going to art school for like a year, decided it wasn't for me, left to study neuroscience instead, eventually landed in a career in UX and worked in like some ed tech and fintech companies. And now I'm at a point in my life where I have like more financial stability and I'm able to pursue my dreams and do what I love, which is creating cool digital art and participating in this culture here in our little Web3 community. But yeah, my Genesis NFT was actually a one-of-one 3D hummingbird that I created in VR that I minted using the very first VR NFT platform called SnowX. It was exhibited during Web3 San Diego with Alust, which is like a Pokemon Go augmented reality thing for NFTs. I think you can actually still see it at a bar in San Diego. It's like an NFT bar called Botanica. You can see it with the augmented reality. But yeah, the first NFT like collection that I worked on was for the PulseDog SockDAO Genesis collection. Hopefully some people remember them. That was on ETH. I made about 1,000 3D Shiba Inus in VR with a bunch of different Pulsechain, PulseX, and Hex accessories. This was also the first ever set of generative art made entirely in VR, by the way. I had only about like 7 or so layers to work with. I see like the images aren't there, but I had about like 7 or so layers to work with in VR. So I did have to like go in and like recolor layers by hand. I wish the art was actually displaying. I guess that's one thing that we need to fix on Mintra there. But yeah, I was amazed that I was able to get that done because it was very experimental at the time. Like layers didn't even exist. I was like literally in the chats with the devs trying to get this to work. I was only going to contribute like, a handful of pieces for the Genesis set. And then I got the layers to work, and then I was able to do like 90% of the collection. So that was like the main thing that I worked on while I was waiting for Pulsechain to launch. I also have a couple of AI art collections that have recently sold out. The first one was actually on the Chia blockchain. The name of that collection's called Lover, like spelled with like L0VR. That one was a collection of 222 AI generated animations of women wearing like VR headsets that kind of like animate and come off and stuff, and they have different elemental themes. Also, about 20% of them were not safe for work. And that one minted out right around the same time the Tang Gang became a thing, which shout out to the Tang Gang. I hope some of y'all are here. But yeah, for those who don't know about the Tang Gang, that's a community centered around a meme coin on Pulsechain called the Hex Orange address. But yeah, the Tang Gang was able to teach me how to deploy my own NFT contracts on Pulsechain and set up a front end for me to launch my second AI art NFT collection, which is called the Grove Girls Juice Drop. I think you had it up for a second. And that one is also an AI animation collection with some not safe for work art. I can understand not wanting to show too much of that on the stream. But yeah, there were 369 pieces with an orange aesthetic for the Tang Gang. I also tried to incorporate different themes, like for the fall season with pumpkins and with chats. And then I was also like inspired by other meme coins that launched during the time, like the teddy bear coin and also War 3. But yeah, that one did pretty well. It minted out in just over a day. We had a really popping mint party on Twitter Spaces. So far, I think there's been about like 145 million Pulse in secondary volume. The highest secondary sale was like 6x from the original mint price. And there's also some other benefits to holding one of these Grove Girls. So for example, one person holding one of these NFTs will get a chance to win a free Pulse Cat, which is my upcoming collection that I'll talk about as well. So Pulse Cats is actually like what got me into Pulsechain a little bit. It was the first collection I was working on originally last year around February, March. I started working on this collection like before I heard about Pulsechain, and I was calling them audio reactive VR big cats. And I didn't have a plan yet for where I wanted to launch them. I was just like creating this art that I liked and creating this collection. Then I heard about Pulsechain and Mintra. I decided I wanted to launch them on Pulsechain and call them Pulse Cats because it was just kind of like too perfect, right? They pulse to the beat of the music and everything. But yeah, I didn't realize at the time that it was going to be another year until Pulsechain was going to launch. So I kind of put that project to the side, and now I'm picking it back up again. There's going to be 111 cats in total. So these are audio reactive big cats, hand sculpted in VR using OpenBrush. I also do like the mixed reality videos with this green screen here where I kind of show my process a little bit of like, you know, making them in VR, which is like very, very much an incredible experience if you ever get a chance to try it. I know we got to have you in there during PulseCon. But yeah, they're going to come with the 3D and VR files. So, you know, if people want to put them in their metaverse gallery or do augmented reality stuff with them, they'll also come with instructions on how to do that. They're audio reactive, so you can also make like music videos with them if you have the right equipment. You can even use them as like a visualizer. But yeah, I'll be releasing these cats in phases, and the first phase will be mid-November. I'll also be exhibiting them during Art Basel at an immersive XR event partnered with Magic Leap at an event called Solverse. So people who come to that event will be able to like see the cats there in augmented reality in the gallery with the Magic Leap headset, which is going to be dope. I'm really excited for that. But yeah, that's what I've done. That's what I've got going on. I might have an impromptu AI collection I release at some point soon as well. I haven't released many details about that, but yeah, I'm going to work on also some metaverse worlds. I've been slacking on that a little bit, but yeah, that's what I've had going on.
Very cool. Amazing. And that metaverse stuff too. I saw you recently start talking about that. When's the next one? When can people people join the party. I know I hopped in there; it was empty when I was there.
I'm actually in there right now streaming this.
Are you in there right now? No
Yeah,
way.
I'm in there right now streaming this, but yeah, I don't know when our next like event is going to be. I know Fully Croyson, which shout out to him. He's an amazing and talented 3D artist. I know he's working on some special like the Grove Underground metaverse spaces, and I have one that I actually created in collaboration with a bunch of other VR artists in the Web3 space called the VR Art Alliance. I haven't shared that one out, but it's just kind of difficult because the assets that are in there are there's so many of them that we can't really have a lot of people in there. So it's just been kind of something that we've had on like the down low.
Well, let me know next time. I'll pop my head in there, and maybe we can do like a Mintra Orange Grove party or some cool collaboration. We'll bring oranges.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome, Anna. Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your work. It's honestly some of the most unique I've seen in the Pulsechain community. Like I told you even before, like when we were inviting you on, like you did a really good job at combining just a whole lot of unique things, like the VR stuff, the AI stuff, and obviously a community full of bros, and you're here bringing your like awesome feminine energy. It's great. So yeah, thank you for all you do, all your NFT work. I think it's awesome. Especially the stable diffusion stuff. Maybe you didn't get a chance to really get into that, but that's like the AI kind of fusing and forming into other stuff. So yeah, I mean, definitely some of the highest quality art I've seen on Pulsechain. That's just my opinion. But
yeah, I think my goal really is to just create like objectively good art. Like I want to create art that anybody will look at, even if they're not into NFTs or whatever, that they'll look at them and be like, hey, I like that. And hopefully that brings people into Pulsechain, whether, from other chains or, from outside of crypto in general, to see that stuff and be like, hey, I want that. That's kind of my goal.
It's true. And I would say it is objectively good art. That's a really good ethos to do to lead your career with.
Thank you.
Very nice. Well, thank you again, Mana. I know time's cutting short here, but thank you for coming on. I appreciate you. And that wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. We had our intro. We had Paul come on, talk about the decentralization, the smart contracts, all of the tech side of things. We had Mana and Pulse Punks come on to show off their collections, their place within the overall community, and just like what we're building, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what's next, right? So what is next? Oh, man. Mintra is live, so enjoy that for a bit before asking what's next. But don't be surprised if we just roll out improvements, updates, features. I mean, don't even be surprised if you see us roll out a whole ass new product, right? But that wraps it up, guys. Thank you so much. This has been a dream. This has been a day that's been coming for the last, 2 years almost at this point. And I could not have done it without everyone on the team. I will share that right now. Actually, let me share my screen. I'll go present. Oh, I'm already sharing. Whoops, 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to give a shout out to the team who helped us build the premier Pulsechain NFT marketplace, the smartest Pulsechain NFT fee sharing app, and that is the team down here. All right, we have Paul, our CTO, Gamesys, our CIO. We have our front end team, Sajad and Dan. We have our back end, Dima. We have our strategy, Susan, marketing, Tyler, and design, Gopal. And a special thanks to the silent heroes that helped make Mintra possible down here. Some honorable mentions: Coin Fabric, our auditor Are, our trusted moderator Yasmin, and Mana doing some like internal testing and obviously showing off for cool collections. Hisham, one of our Solidity guys, a tester Aspect, Monkmade, and Profit Originals, our animators for all that cool art and animations that you've seen from Mintra as our intros, and obviously the legal side as well, making sure everything is up to speed and up to regulation and compliant and all that good stuff. So that pretty much wraps it up, you guys. It's been a long time coming, but she is out and she's live. app.mintra.ai. Go get yourself a Mintra Punk. Go stake your mint. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gents. I'm finally back I'm finally back to streaming. Always been building, never left. I'm here. This is for you.